Would you mind introducing yourself?
Yes. My name is David Yano, and I'm half Japanese, half from Ghana. My father is Japanese, and my mother is from Ghana. I'm three boys, brothers, and I was born in Ghana. And at the age 6, I came to Japan. Since then, all my life is in Japan. So I came to Japan when I was very small. So it was like I only got a small memory about my time in Ghana. But after I became about 20 or 21, my mother told me that she wants to go back to Ghana. And because I haven't been there since I came to Japan, I feel like if she go back to Ghana, it's going to be the end of my relationship with Ghana and me. And I was also in the orphanage for 10 years, and I only got 3 times to see my mother. So it could be the last time for me to spend time with my mother. So that kind of past and memories and experience made me feel like I want to go back to Ghana to see if it's part of me. And when I was in the high school, so since I was a kid, I have so much experience about people don't want me to feel like I'm Japanese. Right now, I don't care about those ages. I cared a lot. So I was always thinking, maybe is it because of the color that they don't like me or they don't want me to be a Japanese? So I found out that all the people in Ghana have almost the same skin color as me. So I was like, okay, if I go back to Ghana, things might solve. So I went back to Ghana, and of course to see my mother and to see to feel the place I was born, and also see the people if I can feel like I'm home. And somehow it worked, and somehow it didn't work. But it was so good experience to me, and I feel like I want to keep this connection with me and Ghana. And in Japan, I didn't have so much time to talk with my mother, and I was not sure about what kind of person she was. I didn't know her personality. But when I went back to Ghana, we had so much time to communicate, talk to each other, and know each other. So, and she was kind of the first person, kind of first foreigner for me to talk with as a foreign person. So it opened my mind. It opened my mind so much. And even talking with the people in Ghana also opened my mind so much. I was in Japan, a small town, and so the people in Ghana opened my mind and my heart that it's what I was suffering was just like a part of the whole world in the universe. And there's so much more to discover. Yeah, so it helped me a lot. And so since then, almost every year, I was going back to Ghana. The way it works, I like it.
Do you see any similarities in the culture between Japan and Ghana?
For me, there is. Like, everybody say that African people are very open. They are, but they're also closed. They're not always welcoming. But it's very natural. I found out that it's very natural as a human. But because when I started building schools in Ghana, I was walking at the land that I was going to build a school. And someone came out and asked me, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "Oh, just walking, and I'm trying to build a school here." And he grabbed me here and said, "You go back to the country. We don't need you, somebody like you. You're just an outsider. Don't come here." So I also experienced such a thing in Ghana too. But they're different. So, but it made me realize that, okay, having two roots in my life make me discover that there's no paradise in this world. If you, wherever you go, there's always going to be a negative point at that land or country, and positive points. But if you can go,
the only thing I wasn't 100% sure is that
you can feel think the good point is good for you too. Things will work out. And if you can find 5% of the good points, I think it's good.
So find the silver lining, and you can kind of make something positive.
Yeah. I also had a hard time about being half. One of the most tough time was when I was in the high school. I was playing soccer, and it was a very strong school, so we had to travel through the whole country to have a game with the other strong competitor.
Like it wasn't
so,
like an obvious.
From Osaka, sometimes Kyushu, many places. So whenever I go, they always say, why there's a foreigner in that team? Why they have a foreigner in the team? And I was trying to say, no, I'm Japanese, but nobody understands me, and it always happens. And in the game, they want to win, so when we're close, they say, hey, Gaijin, go back home. Gaijin, go back home. So I didn't feel right about it, but and so many things happened, even on the way to the school. Until I became a high school boy, I was going to a very close junior high school, elementary school, close to in the community. So, and we all kind of know each other. So of course, there was so much that I had to overcome, even in the community, but when it became a high school student, it came worse. So I had to struggle more. Like even in the trains, they think they are 5 or 7 or 10, so they think I cannot win them. So they're trying to do a game like, hey, Gaijin, do you think he heard it? Like, Gaijin, do you think he heard it? We can make it more louder like that. So those kind of things happen. It was kind of my day life in Japan. Yeah. So, but those kind of experience it hurt me a lot. But at the same time, if I didn't experience those kind of things, I don't think I will go back to Ghana, because those kind of experience make me feel like maybe this country is not my home. Maybe people in this country don't want me to stay here. So, of course, it's my choice, but I have to have an option. So the first option will go back to Ghana and see if there's a place that I can call home there. That was the first thing, the reason why I went to Ghana. So if I was having a very good, happy life in Japan, maybe I might not go back.
I plan to try to raise more.
Did you find home?
That's 40.
Yeah. But it's very interesting because
Mike and Enrique
really Ghana taught me a lot about life. But because of that, after I came to Japan, those lessons, the wise advice that I got from the Ghanaian people make me realize that I was trying to get too much perfection from others in Japan too. Because, when you go to Ghana, they're very straight. So if they don't like each other, they fight. But it's like hell. But after like 30 seconds, they're laughing at each other. The next day, they'll say, good morning. Yeah. Fight was fight. But we're still in the same place. So let's live together. Fight is just, they let me know that fight is just a part of the life. But if you're in Japan, if you do one fight, it means like you're an enemy for the rest of your life. But in Ghana, it's just part of your life. Like, it's also kind of a spice. So, it made me realize that, okay, if I have this mind in myself, I can stay in Japan too. So, they are very open. And when I was in Japan, when I say that I'm also half Japanese, they say like, but your skin is dark and your mother is from Africa, so we don't know whether we should say you're Japanese or not. But when I went to Ghana, they also asked me the same thing because they said you don't look like a Ghanaian person. And I said, but when I explain about myself, they say, okay, David, since there's a blood of Ghana in you, here is your hometown. This is your motherland. Welcome. Of course, you can feel this place as your home because you have the blood in you. First time I went to Ghana, and when I came back from Ghana, I was very shocked about Japan because I was in Japan for so long, so I didn't realize, but from the way from Narita to Shinjuku, I was in the train and it was evening time, so it was very crowded. And I was like trying to remember all the memories I had in Ghana. And I was like, oh, that was very nice. But one moment when I saw myself in the train, I found that there's nobody laughing, smiling in the train. And I was like, I couldn't find this kind of things in Ghana. So, because I was in Japan, I didn't realize how it's strange and weird that there's like 100 people in one car of the train and nobody's laughing. So it made me realize that, okay, Japan, everybody says it's a good country, it's a great country. The capitalism is very good, but there's so much people losing their soul, their heart, their emotion. And I couldn't agree that it's happiness in that. So, but once I go back to Ghana, people were struggling about their life, but in their heart, there's so much free and wisdom in it. So I was like, if I can exchange it, both can be happy. So that's why I started, okay, the people in the community, with a small village, they don't have money to build a school, which is going to collapse in a few days, and the government doesn't care about that so much. Yeah, so I can help. Instead of that, I have to figure out how to bring the happiness, the wisdom they have in Ghana to Japan, so people can realize an open mind. Because now it's getting lower, but a year more than 30,000 people used to go for suicide in Japan for more than 20 years or 30 years, which I'm not sure. It shouldn't be normal. Yeah, so I try. First, I start to do an event that come and enjoy with us. It's an event. We'll pay for that, but I'm sure that you're going to get a smile or happiness, or you can find a new friend that might make your life better. Because I'm sure that we all lack of that. And if you come and pay, that money will go to Ghana and help the people who need it. Yeah, so I always wanted to be equal because it's equal. Anywhere you go in the world, you find something very good. At the same time, you find something so much luck in that community or place. So I tried to start from there, and I learned a lot. So I was not planning to share it with people about what I experienced and what I saw in my life. But since I was in the film half, and since I started building schools and people got aware about that I'm building schools in Ghana, they started calling me to schools, universities, and sometimes corporations. Yeah. And they said that they want to hear about my stories, what I know about it. Yeah. So they made me realize that I might have something that might be a little help of their life. Sorry, it become long, but
can one still be Japanese? For example, me, if I don't speak the language, if I haven't lived here for a long time, do you think that's possible?
It's a very good question because I think you can find the answer between individuals, but it's very difficult to find an answer between community or people.
He's gonna want to have.
So everybody has different stories in their life, different perspective, and it's kind of a combination between also the environment that you're going to meet them. So in that case, I think it's very difficult, but in our situation, it's very hard. It's very easy to feel lonely because you're different, and it's easy to see that you're different. So it's hard to get it. But I think if you try to find it individual, it could work. So since I thought that way, I'm also always focused on connection between individual, and I threw away my connection between community or people. And the reason I think that way is that the second time I went back to Ghana, I had a fight with my mother. And I also had a fight with people in Ghana too, and I was like, why is this happening to my life? And but on the way back home and in the plane, I realized that I'm starting to hate Japan, but everything happened anywhere. So even from the elementary school to right now, there's so many people hated me and tried to put me down. But at the same time, there were people trying to help me. Even the fact that everyone is going to hate them because they like me. And they didn't care about that. But how many can get such a friend in their life? Right? So I thought like, it's a tough life, but instead of having a tough life, I can easily get a good friend, a person that I can trust 100%, because if they don't care about getting, even other people doesn't like them because the person like me, they don't worry about it. They don't care about it because we're friends. But the other people who's hating me, I'm pretty sure they don't have real friends. So I started changing my mind. Like anywhere you go, there'll be good people and bad people in the world for you. But I've tried to put the memory about the good people in my heart and mind, because they are my kind of the treasure, all I got.
A lot of sense, and having those individuals give a sense of identity too, or that you maybe for each other. It goes both ways. Okay, I think this might be the final question, which is part of why I came to Japan. Is I've been writing a book of poems, and as I was writing poetry, maybe I had maybe different but similar experiences with discrimination, and I was so frustrated. So all my poems were mad.
Yeah, you should do.
And that's okay. I think it's okay. But the original title of the book was "I Am Abundant," meaning like not double, double janai, half janai, overflowing.
Wow.
So
I like it.
And I'm trying to understand what that means, because when I would write poems, I got stuck. I know this feels true, but I don't know what to write. And so I'm curious what you think about this idea of I am abundant. How can we be abundant? Does it connect with you, this idea?
Being double or half is, it's very important in your life, but it's it's just a small part of your life. It's hard to admit it because we've been suffered so much because of that point. So easily you feel like it's a whole, it's everything. It's so huge and big in your life. But when you grow up and see many things, meet many people, you realize that it's a very small part of yourself. We are so much diversity than that.
You do all the planning.
But it's very hard to discuss. So, So I saw it so much. So I'm more like a humanity. I want to see what kind of human I am, what kind of part I have. All the diversity in me, all the diversity I have between many individuals that give me energy, grow me up, open my mind. So the word you give me is so much. It's just so much. And it's so true. Because in Okinawa,
The robe is green.
like I feel like, oh my God, the stars are so beautiful. Of course, you have to pay a lot of money to go all the way to that place. But if you're a person who lives in there, it's free. And no one can take it. And it's just coming out, shining, giving you so much energy, and healing your heart. The nature, the ocean, it's like that. But it's not handmade. It's been there for the whole entire time. So connecting with what you said is that we're also something that can kind of
It's like a
bone energy,
like
and it's limitless, it's endless, infinite. It will come out from you. But if you have the negative point, it will shrink. But if you've been yourself, somehow it's more than being half or double. Being a human, the bone of yourself, it won't stop. It will grow you up. And once it's coming out from the cup you have, it's time to give it to somebody.
When you're overflowing, it's time to share it.
And that's when you become a human. You won't live alone. When you're giving to people, it's when you become human.
I guess there's not just one star. There Isn't it? Like,
Very true. Very true.
Maybe just the sun. Okay. Wow. Okay, well, I think that was a mic drop. 本当にありがとうございました。
こちらこそありがとうございます。
すごい。Yami, can you...
Aisha, you're great!
Oh my gosh.